Good morning, good morning. Happy birthday to you, even if it's not your real birthday today. Because every day is your birthday if you choose to celebrate life. Why wouldn't you want to celebrate life? Look at this little family of ducks here. Now I got a little video earlier on, I was trying to go live earlier. I'm not sure how I can hear me, by the way. And they all came out and did a little wash, a little morning wash by the edge of the pool pond here. I thought this was a really cool place to do a little chat. Not sure how well you heard any of that, but this little family of ducks here just popped out of the pool here earlier on and did a little wash along the edge there. It was very beautiful. I did video it all, and then I thought to myself, oh, I could go live with them in the background. That'd be really cool. But then by the time I'd set everything up, they weren't there anymore. But I will tag that video in the description, and if you're watching on Instagram or YouTube, I'll edit it on the end of this chat here. But just before, because nobody is live currently, I'm going to start my clock timer so I know how long I'm talking for. Because I just realised that I didn't say that before I popped off. Anyway, good morning, how are you doing? Mornings. Monday morning, apparently. I always forget about Monday mornings because I kind of work. I don't really recognise the weekends particularly, given what I do. But I noticed a couple of other people commenting, oh, it's Monday morning, do you enjoy your Monday mornings? And I was like, oh yeah, it's Monday morning today, isn't it? And then when I saw those ducks doing their little morning, presumably morning routine, I'm guessing, hopping out of the lake and then doing a little wash, and then going off for a little wander, and then a little swim. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, how are your mornings, by the way? How do your mornings go? Do you struggle in the mornings? Do you struggle to get up in the mornings? I used to. I still do a little bit. I made myself a promise last night though. Good morning, Sumit. I made myself a promise last night that I would do my morning routine today properly, because I've been distracted by the Olympics the last couple of weeks, and also new routine, new place. As you will have noticed, all my mornings videos so far have been in a completely different location every time. That's because I've been running from the house in a different direction to try and find a nice, good run. It's quite a long way up here. It's kind of all uphill. It's about a mile away from the house, but there's not as many seagulls, which is really cool. It's a bit peaceful here, which means that this is a great location for doing videos and things. I was going to do them in the back garden, but seagulls are just like rah rah rah, mine, if you've ever watched Pixar movies, mine constantly all day, and it's a bit distracting. It's nice and quiet here when there isn't a truck going past, but there's I can go that side of these trees and cut out this because quite a big road just over there. So anyway, morning. I should say happy birthdays to some real people whose happy birthdays it is. I'm going to move locations because I found a nice little tree I can pop my camera on and talk whilst I'm standing up. And so forth. So happy birthdays. We've got quite a lot because I didn't do Saturday because I got distracted by the Olympics, and I didn't do Sunday because I got distracted by the golf at the Olympics, and I went out for coffee with my friend Cindy, who I should definitely mention on here because the last 2 or 3 videos, because Cindy I used to know from Cheltenham. She came to my big breakthrough event that I talked about a couple of videos ago, when I was down the beach area, which I must go back to that beach area when there's no water. And I was talking about my breakthrough event in 2014, and Cindy was at my breakthrough event and did a really good blog article about how she had watched somebody doing the glass walking, and then had processed and done this thing I called becoming ACE, A-C-E, aware of your thoughts and what's going on, making different choices, and then putting in effort over time. Effort over time is not really relevant in this particular situation, but you'll understand why in a second. When Cindy was talking about, okay, so she saw somebody walking across broken glass and she was like, whoa, why am I so scared of that? And I can't remember the exact reasons, but it was mostly like, it's just it's like just a fear of the unknown kind of thing going on, I think is what it mostly was. And then we did arrow braking, and she was like, right, arrow braking, I'm just going to get up and do that. I don't want to be holding myself back, I just want to go and do it. So she was like first in the line when we did the arrow braking. What you do is you put an arrow in that little soft part there, just at the top of your collarbones there, and you put the arrow against the wall and you lean forward until the arrow bends and snaps. Now, it's perfectly safe, of course. The arrows are designed to do that. But when you're doing it, there's a moment when you kind of go, what if this goes wrong? What if this arrow doesn't bend and break and this just goes straight through my throat? It's quite terrifying, but it's a really good get over your own limiting beliefs in your head, because this person's doing this thing deliberately. He's bought these arrows specially. He's, you know, the system is designed to not hurt anybody. Obviously they build it up and they kind of say, oh, you've got to be careful what you're doing. You have to wear the glasses and stuff just in case the bits go in. And but I've watched hundreds and hundreds of people do this arrow breaking, and not one single arrow has damaged anybody at all. The worst that people have ever had from it is the fact that they've got a bruise from here because they didn't follow through. And the whole point of this is to commit to it and just go all the way. So the idea is you lean forward and you just lean until it snaps. And if you start to lean and you see it bend and you go, oh, it's starting to hurt, I'm going to back away, that's no good at all, because it doesn't help you at all. Because what happens then is your throat gets a bit sore. You kind of got a bit scared the first time, then you just get a little bit more scared the second time, and then you don't push it any hard the second time, and it just becomes you can't get over that fear anymore. But if you just say, right, I'm just going to do this, don't care, I'm just going to go through it and push through it and make it happen, then you break the arrow no problem at all. And that's what Cindy did, of course. And then later on we did fire walking, and of course we all did the walking across the hot coals and so forth. I didn't find that quite bad, because to me, walking across hot coals is so I might burn my feet a little bit. The worst case scenario, I can just jump off and, oh, my feet are a little bit burnt, but that's fine. Whereas the arrow breaking thing is, if this does go wrong, it goes straight through my throat, I'm probably going to die. There's not going to be much I can do about this. So yeah, so it was quite an interesting experience. Anyway, so Cindy did this thing, and now she lives here in Ilfracombe. So when I moved here, and she lives about 100 yards away from where I'm staying at the moment. And so it was amazing. And it's like, what are you doing in Ilfracombe? Oh, what are you doing in Ilfracombe? It's a weird kind of little town in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, we both found ourselves here. So we went for coffee on Sunday to do that. Anyway, so hopefully that was an interesting metaphor as well, by the way, because that's very true of a lot of things in life. As you get this fear about these things, the fear is worse than the actual experience, and so that's anxiety going on there. You get fearful of this thing, and of course what this guy is doing is he's building up the fear deliberately, saying, oh, it's going to be terrible, you know, you can be careful about it, you've got to make sure you don't, you know, got the ambulance on call, standby, and all this kind of stuff. But of course you just need to go, right, well, I'm going to do this thing, I've committed to doing this thing, I'm just going to follow through until it's done. And that's a lot of us just pull out because we get fear. This fear comes in and we never follow all the way through. So we make a choice, but then we don't put the effort in, we don't follow through, we don't keep putting the effort in over time. What we do, we start and then we back off and we kind of wimp out of it. A bit like my morning routines, but like, well, maybe your morning routine. Tell me about your morning routine. Do you stop? Do you hold yourself back? Do you commit to something and then the next morning you go, oh, you know what, it's just too tired, I'm just too tired, I can't be bothered? Do you hit that snooze button, that dream stealer button on your machine? The alarm goes off and you go, oh, I can't be bothered, I'm going to stay in bed for a little bit longer. By the way, top tip on that one, if you have time to snooze, then you probably should have set your alarm later. Just a thought. Depends on circumstances, of course. But you know, if you set your alarm at 7 o'clock because you've got to leave the house at 8, and then you snooze and snooze and snooze, and you eventually get out of bed at 7:45. Well, maybe you should have just got out, set the alarm for 7:45, and had 45 minutes proper sleep, and then just rushed when the alarm went off. You're like, bing, the alarm goes off. Right, I just got to leap out of bed and go, because then you haven't got any excuses. You're going to have to do these things. So anyway, yeah. Do you make yourself promises to yourself and then back out of them? Because that's also bad for your self-confidence. That's the other thing. If you want to build up your self-confidence, what you need to do is make small promises to yourself, tiny little things. Like, I'm going to do this one little tiny thing, which I know I can definitely do. It's only going to take me a couple of minutes, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to promise myself I'm going to do it, then I'm going to do it, and I'm going to celebrate it and go, yay, I did that one thing that I promised myself. Even if it's tiny, honestly, it's amazing how those little tiny things can build up. Then just make yourself another little promise, and then another little promise, and then another little promise, and eventually over time you have self-confidence. You confide in yourself that I'm going to do this thing, then you follow through and you prove to yourself that you can do it, and then that's when you start to build up that self-confidence. Oh, I can do the things that I promise I'm going to do. I do the things that I say I'm going to do. And then you start to build up that self-confidence you have in yourself. I'm just going to check to see this man's going to walk his dogs this direction or go the other way, I'm not sure. Anyway, should say happy birthdays before I wrap up to the people whose birthdays it is today. They're all listed in the comments, so you kind of know who you are anyway. Nope, he's going to go the long way around by the looks of it. Patrick Cannon. How you doing, Patrick? How's your gardening business? Hope that's good. Ryan Stokes, Kevin Bassage, Sarah Walker, Laura Lamb. Laura Lamb actually is quite an interesting happened there? Screen froze for a second. Laura Lamb's quite an interesting person. I met her at an event a couple of years ago, I think, I'm not sure now. Fitness lady, very much inspirational behind me doing my getting myself properly fit in the mornings as well. Thank you very much for that, Laura. I think you're in America right now, haven't you? I think you are. Good luck. Hope life is treating you well. Lovely to see your videos all the time. Well, not videos, your stills actually. You don't do videos actually, do you? You should do more videos. Love your accent. I know it's a Northern Irish accent, I think. Northern Ireland. Anyway, Gemma McEwen, James Bauer, Crozley, of course. Can't remember your title. Mind mechanic, magician. Can't remember. Sorry, Croz. Sarah Lim, who I knew from the old Grow days. How you doing? Joe Spark. Happy birthday to all of you people for today's birthday. Then yesterday, Sunday. Laura Jane, Salman, who I think was the guy from Saudi Arabia who I met on the Camino. Not sure. If it's not, let me know. If it is, say hi. Andy Talbot, Sharn, Frankie Handy. Is that fair enough? Frankie Handy, did I get that right? Driving instructor in Gloucestershire. So hi Sharn, how you doing? And then from Saturday, Charlee, Sophia Drake. It's quite an interesting name, isn't it? I'm not sure where I know you from. Arizona, I think I saw when I was putting the names in. J. Denley Barnes, an interesting little story here. J. Denley Barnes, I'm not sure if it was J. Denley Barnes, I think, who wrote the history of the Denley family, because we go right back to 1555 in the UK. There was a guy called John Denley who was burnt at the stake as a martyr in Uxbridge in 1555, one of my old ancestors. And then after that happened, the Denley family went into hiding for a couple of generations and then popped up a little bit later on. So it's quite an interesting history of our family since the 15th century. Is that 1555? Anyway, Vita, I'm not even going to try. No. Happy birthday, Vita. Kelly Blewett, Luke, Frank Furness, Robin Brooks from Utility Warehouse. I hope to see you. Is it Amplify? I think it's called now. The old Mad Day. Utility Warehouse on the 11th of September. Looking forward to seeing you there. Jamie Beijing. Gosh, yes, I was supposed to come to November, wasn't I, with you? I guess it'll be next November now for Thanksgiving. But anyway, hope you're well. Jamie, can't wait to see you again eventually. John Short and Helen Brunt, of course, who I think was Grow Days as well. Anyway, happy birthday to all of you people. Happy birthday to all of you for the last 3 days. I hope you had a lovely time. Right, that's all from me for today, I think. I said mornings on the thing. I suppose it is about mornings a little bit. I will tag on that a little video of the ducks doing their washing in a moment, their morning routine. And I will wish you all a lovely Monday, and take care of yourselves, and I will see you tomorrow, Tuesday, hopefully, if I follow through with my promise to myself to do my morning routine. Will you follow through with your morning routine tomorrow? What is your morning routine? Tell me in the comments below. Take care, guys. Love you all. Mwah. Have a lovely day. Bye for now. Enjoy the ducks, by the way. Coming up second, or in the comments below if you're on Facebook. Yay!